A woman named Becky accidentally, in the form of a mixture of dreams, somehow found herself in a room. Shouting, "Is there anyone present in the room as well?" She approached the portal in the room where she opened it, but while she was looking outside, she was lifted up by gravity and drowned. But in this giant cube there were other people, like the person who was stuck inside this cube. He was looking for some numbers, but even in the bag he checked to see if he was finding anything. But he didn't find anything, and he got nervous dragging the bag. He was as nervous as he was in fear, asking for help from God for what was happening to him. But in other parts of the cube, different screams were heard, until a woman appeared in the person's portal thinking that he wasn't well, but he caught her thinking that she was doing something bad to him, and he asked if there was anyone else with her, or if she was alone. He also asked her if she saw anyone around, but while they heard the noise, he told her to calm down, that he was going to act with her by putting the knife on her as a sign of fear for others, where a boy appeared in the portal and was told to go down, or this woman will die. But he did not go down but left, where he came again to the other portal but left again. He did this several times, making the man nervous, but the woman insisted on finding him. As she was closing the door to the room where the man was, after opening it again, the same man was not found there. The woman continued her search, as she found a blind girl in another room, Kate, until approached the girl. She was scared, telling her name, Sasha. While she was trying to talk and calm Sasha down, the door below opened, and another man with glasses came out, who was looking like the others and had no idea what was happening to him, while Jerry was climbing. Sasha was scared and screamed, but Kate calmed down the situation by introducing her to Sasha. But Jerry didn't like the fact that Sasha was blind in this so-called cube prison. Jerry started to write something on the side of the portal. Kate asked him what he was doing. He told her that he was writing down the numbers of the rooms he had passed. While they were talking, someone approached the room, where Sasha became more scared, saying that something was behind them, and that they should definitely leave this room. But until Kate took Sasha and Jerry opened the portal to enter, he saw a boy asking for help for Thomas, who had tried to kill himself. Kate put Sasha down and went to help him, where at that moment, from the portal, the first person who met Kate also came in. It was Simon, where together they saved Thomas, who tried to commit suicide, where later they learned that he was a colonel in the Defense Department. While they were talking and they were all announced, Kate went to see Sasha, while Jerry and Simon analyzed Thomas and raised suspicions that he was beaten, where he had cigarette burns in his hand, and thought that he knew something about this cube since he was tortured. Max, as he listened to them, and asked Simon how he knew all this, where while they were talking, the portal opened again. Simon went to check it and met an old woman, where Jerry and Simon helped her to come down to the room. Jerry introduced Peely to the others and asked them if they knew what they were here for, but nobody knew, and Jerry began to write the number on the side of the portal again, explaining what this case could be. Suddenly, the room changed in speed. Sasha again said the word, "It's coming." Kate asked her what is coming. She told her that she doesn't know, but she's listening to what they didn't hear. Simon had the idea to question Thomas about what is going on, but Kate said that he is in a bad condition. Simon didn't listen to anyone and started pulling Thomas, until the same thing happened again, where the room was changed, where everyone was taken down, and Sasha repeated the word, "He is here." Simon continued to ask Thomas where it came from. Thomas said he didn't know, but you just have to find out the code. Max, seeing the situation in the room, started to go out through the portal, but the wall shook and hit Max. Kate got up to see if he was okay, and again the same appearance as with Max appeared, the walls shaking. But Sasha felt something. While Max was looking for a solution on the other side of the portal, they all started to leave after Max. Jerry took Sasha, but as they left, the wall started to get closer. Simon offered Thomas the opportunity to leave. He did not accept. Kate asked Thomas for the keys, but he swallowed the keys, refusing to leave at all costs while approaching the wall. It was seen in Thomas's bag how much destructive power it is. Simon was waiting for Kate above the portal. Kate tried until the end to save Thomas, but the wall was close to Thomas's feet until Kate tried to leave. Thomas grabbed her leg, preventing her from leaving until Kate managed to pass to the other portal. But the wall didn't stop. It continued in the other room, and the people continued to run away together. After each passage, Jerry noted the room numbers. While sitting in a room, Simon said that Thomas was the last person who knew about this place. Well, Jerry found out that he had worked on the panels of these rooms and portals. Kate and Simon asked him why he hadn't told them before, but he told them that he had such a contract. But when they asked him, they came to the conclusion that it was a system of quantum teleportation. Max asked him once again what he was saying. He repeated that he didn't know. As they were arguing, Peely noticed a cube figure on the floor. that she called the Tesseract. Jerry began to think and laugh to himself with the figures of the cube in each part. While they were asking him why he was laughing, he was telling them that this shape is called hypercube, a four-dimensional cube, which has to do with the word he told them at the beginning where each room moves and folds. He continued explaining them with a drawing, but Kate and Simon asked how they can get out of this hypercube, but they did not get the answer for this. As Max began to express his theory about this hypercube, he said that this is probably a show in which these people were chosen as involuntary participants by being filmed in it. Kate asked him what the objective of this game is. He told her to get out alive. As they were thinking, Jerry noticed some numbers above that were not there before. Again, they were giving their theories about who wrote it. Maybe there are as many rooms. Max again started looking for the portals where in the other room he found a girl. But after he tried to enter the other room, the gravity was in a different direction from the other room, and Max managed to stabilize the situation by sitting down slowly in the other room. Max went to see the girl, while Kate came in after Max to check on the girl's condition. After they approached the girl, in a shocking moment she said, "Where I am," while Simon and Jerry take off their shirts to allow Paley and Sasha to slowly move into the other room, where Kate was waiting for him at the end. But Julia kept asking who these people are. They introduced themselves as Julia gave the jacket to Max, thinking it was him. After everyone was sitting in the room, Kate asked if anyone knew where he came from or what they did before they were here. Jerry started first by showing that he had been in bed and that he liked to read scary novels. While Kate said he remembers going home from the hospital, Simon said he had been out for a drink. Max said he fell asleep at the keyboard. Sasha said that she was doing her homework in the kitchen. Paley said that the last thing she remembered was that she had taken the dog for a walk, while Julia had been to a party for a premiere. While Kate was analyzing what this coincidence could be, she found some numbers written on the portal of the floor. Simon on the other side found a watch, which Jerry said was his, but it turned out that it wasn't Jerry's because he had the same watch in his hand. He turned them. There were the same writings that his wife had given him for his birthday, where Simon suspected that Jerry was the one who had created this game system. While they were arguing, Paley entered the portal to the other room where she saw another person in that room. Jerry and Simon went to see the person, but the person was dead. But there were some numbers on his chest. Paley and Max knew the person. He was the most famous physicist, Phil Rosenvai. Whereas they all approached in the room, Phil woke up for a moment, scaring everyone. But Kate checked him again but found that he was dead. Sasha had tried to follow the other people on his own, where Kate helped to guide her. While they started to discuss again, Julia noticed some other calculations in the room that were handwritten by someone. When the final result was written as in the numbers that they had noticed before, but Kate also found the pen in her pocket and started to write the result in her hand. As Paley was looking for her dog, Simon asked her what she had been before. She told them that she had been a theoretical mathematician, but had mixed up the names. The dog she was looking for was called Skippy, while she had been working in a weapons factory called Azon. Paley was listening to the slow words that Max and Jerry were talking and told them that he did not work for Alex Trask. Kate asked who the person in question was. Max told her that he was an extraordinary hacker. Paley continued to search for Skippy as she opened the portal below where she saw cloned Self, asking for help, but the cloned Simon killed her, but also he lost his head. This caused fear to the people who were together in the cube. But Sasha couldn't look at her and asked for an explanation of what they saw. Max showed her the case, but they were all traumatized. They couldn't listen and hear each other. But Jerry silenced them with a whistle and started talking by explaining that parallel reality can exist at the same time in the quantum universe. Sad Simon had doubts how he knew when he had only designed the panels, but Jerry told him that he had read in Phil Rosenzweig's book. Jerry also explained to them that he left the clock in the other room before they saw it, in order to have signs behind it in case of turning back. But Max and Julia somehow were against Jerry's idea for this case, thinking that it was an optical illusion. But Jerry told them that if they think so, then let them open the door again. Until Max sat down to open it, Simon stopped Max at the last moment, telling him that Jerry is either part of this game or a liar, and that he agreed with Max. But on the other side, if it was true, then what will happen to him? Where he sat down with a knife, stopping Max to open the door. This time Jerry told him where he got the knife from, and that Simon was part of this game. Paley told that she had found the solution, but Paley spoke without solutions, where Simon was thought to kill Paley. But Sasha told Simon that the people who are there should not believe Simon. But Simon, as a sign of peace, told her that he is ignoring this because she is blind, and put the knife in his pocket. They all continued together to the other room. As they were passing, Kate was thinking about what had been said before about Alex Trask. Max told him that Alex was a big hacker who had programmed the virus to bring down the stock exchange of Tokyo 2 years ago, also had penetrated into the air traffic network by shot down 2 airplane forces. While everyone was resting, Simon told Jerry to keep this between them, that he was an investigator and was investigating a case of some missing persons due to a girl named Becky Yang who had worked for Azon. Sasha woke up Kate, telling her that they had to get out of here because there was something wrong, where suddenly a square appeared in the middle. Kate kept getting closer to the square that was rotating in the middle of the room, but the square changed dimensions every moment. Sasha did not like the noise. Peely got up to touch it, but Jerry stopped her, where Jerry got injured from this square. But as square grew, the aggressiveness increased, but Simon opened the portal where he informed everyone to run away, while Kate was helping Peely. Sasha was left at the end and called Kate for help, while the injured Jerry was the first victim of this murderous square. Simon told Kate not to go because she would end up like Jerry, but Kate didn't listen and went back to take Sasha. Simon was standing at the portal. The portal closed. Simon opened it again, but the room was all changed. Kate was slowly turning to save Sasha and giving her instructions how to stay until she managed to join her side. As they were standing, the square started to shrink. Kate told Sasha to get ready to leave, but when the square rose up and headed towards Sasha, but Kate pushed Sasha away so that it cut off Sasha's glasses where the square destroyed them completely. Kate understood that the square was reacting to their movements and told Sasha not to move, where after a few minutes the square disappeared completely. Kate told Sasha to leave, but Sasha felt that someone had died. Kate told her the case of Jerry's death and they left the room. In the meantime, Simon had tied Peely, and he thought that she was acting and that she knew the way out of this Hypecube system, as he was asking Peely with a knife in his hand. But Julia reacted by saying that what Simon was doing was enough. He continued to stand with a knife in his hand, asking Peely during waste the time. Some sharp paths appeared. Max opened the portal to leave, Julia behind him, while Peely was lying down and Simon tried to untie her, but he didn't succeed because they grabbed Peely's leg. But she had caught Simon and wouldn't let go. But Simon, to save himself, stabbed Peely with a knife to get free and climb the portal. But Max and Julia saw the danger from Simon and fled to another room. As they were passing through a room that showed them in motion and passed into another room, leaving Simon alone. Kate continued to write the numbers and wondered what could that mean. As Max and Julia talked about who created this, Julia was placed in a room where the speed was high, while Max was in the room where the speed was slow, and they could not understood each other. Until Max entered the same room as Julia's, Simon was staying alone in the room, and by chance Jerry showed again, but this time he didn't know Simon, where Simon asked him questions, threatening him that he really didn't remember what had happened before where he died from the square. Kate and Sasha were entering through room by room, but in one room Kate noticed something mysterious, seeing their clones in the room where they had been sleeping, where they were all dead, into bones. Max and Julia coming to the other room and start to talk, where Max tells Julia to keep secret what he's going to tell her, that he had designed a game before like the previous rooms with slow and fast motion. But his game wasn't published, but he was also in a legal process with a company that had stolen his game. But Julia told him to accept conditions because he could not win with that company, because it was directed by Izon, because she herself was the lawyer of them. She left Max stunned. Simon was alone again and heard noises. He opened a portal and saw no one. He opened another and met Jerry again upside down. Kate standing in the same room with Sasha, who told her to go on without her because she was only a burden for Kate. But Kate didn't accept. But Sasha was whispering something. Kate heard her and came to ask her again, where she understood that Sasha was just a pseudonym because the one who stayed with Kate was Alex Trask, who Max mentioned often. As Simon killed Jerry for the third time by stealing his watch for the third time, Becky Yang appeared in the portal. He pulled her knowing who she was, but Becky Yang didn't know him and told him who he was. He told her that he is hired by her father to find her. While Becky was happy about this fact, as she was hugging Simon, he stuck the knife in her by strangling Becky Yang as well. Kate was questioning Alex Trask, asking how they could get out of here, and why did these same numbers always appear. But Alex told her that there was no way out of this hypercube. But Kate refused as she started checking portal again. But what did she see? In the other room was the skeleton body of Thomas. Kate turned back, refusing to die like that. As she was going to the other portal, she saw Max and Julia in skeleton form. Kate took Alex again, climbing the portal. but suddenly Thomas's skeleton figure appears in their room, and also in the another room, leaving Kate stunned while going down the stairs. Kate noticed the physicist's equations and Jerry's drawing, checking and analyzing every writing as well as Thomas's skeleton start to repeat again and again. Kate asked Alex again what's going on, as Alex Trask explains that all this will end by exploding, but Kate again refuses and continues to the other portal, where she looks at the case of Thomas and hers, as Alex tells her that they don't have time. In each portal, the past events appear, like Paley's and Jerry's. In another portal, she sees himself killed, while in the last portal, Simon appears with a knife, but Kate, with Simon's knife, hits him in the eye and pushes him away, while in the room appears the same person as Simon, but older, who had caught Alex. Telling her that time works differently here, Kate, surprised by those things, asks him to release Alex, but Simon couldn't hold himself and choked Alex. Kate decided to run to the other portal, but suddenly the same room reappears in all the rooms where confused Simon's point of view, and the fight started, where Simon decided to kill Kate, but she dodged the knife and pointed it towards Simon, and killed Simon again. But Kate continued to look at the clock and the numbers that appeared, where she realized that something has to do with the clock, that there was a certain time in those numbers when the cube would explode. Kate took the necklace from Alex's neck as Kate opened the portal below, when she noticed that the cube was placed high in the sky. As the last seconds approached and the cube was being destroyed, Kate decided to jump into the portal. That this portal continued the labyrinth to the end, where she found herself in a warehouse with secret people. They say that she had found the key to this whole game. After she gives them the key, Kate got killed. After the murder, the person receives a call from the organizer, asking him if the second phase of the game is over, where he told him that everything is over and that the preparations will start for the next phase. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If yes, don't forget to support our work by liking this video and hit the subscribe button also, and the bell to be notified for the next videos.